late, but you know what?
There was so much stuff happening that we needed to pack it all in.
100% make up for it. It's going to be so much fun. The best episode yet.
Thank you for sticking with us.
A bunch of new things happening.
Lots of new things. This is huge. This is really a huge episode. 50 episodes, that's a lot.
We've played, over 150 pieces.
What our average episode length is, and you multiply it by 50, we have done over a day, 24 hours of Two to Beat.
Wow.
Thank you for supporting us in the Boston Youth Symphony Orchestras by watching these videos and sharing them. And if you're able to donating at bysoweb.org, your donations go a long way in helping outreach programs in the greater Boston area, give performance opportunities, repertoire exposure, lessons, instruments, anything basically under the sun to kids in the greater Boston area.
Including some amazing performance venues, which we may
so the big deal today is that...
Well, let's get to it. Let's start back to basics. We have a riddle and a squat to take care of. Check it off the list before we go into some very fun activities. The riddle was... hang on. Right, the riddle is gaze at this sentence for just about 60 seconds and then explain what makes it quite different from the average sentence. Got a couple answers. Got an answer from K. And is that right? That's right, K. Who said that it contains every letter of the alphabet, which is true. All the letters A through Z are in that sentence.
Where's the X?
60. Yeah, 60.
Oh, wow.
X.
Nice.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, it's Buckethead
Buckethead
Saturday.
I totally forgot.
Oh. Okay. And so that was the answer to the riddle. Thank you. And today's riddle is I go around in circles, but always straight ahead. Never complain, no matter where I am led. What am I?
Let us know. Drop it in the comments.
I'll say it again.
YouTube.
I'll say it again. I go around in circles, but always straight ahead. Never complain, no matter where I am led. What am I? Ooh.
What am I? What is he, she? What are they?
What is it? Who are they?
Let us know. And
now let's go into the squat.
So,
Squat.
You'll notice we've rearranged the episode order a little bit. That's because we've got some exciting things coming up.
To facilitate. Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
But,
right, so the squat is what did the first vending machine vend? What did the first vending machine dispense?
It dispensed something. What was it?
Yes, Dacha's guess was smaller vending machines, but that is just cannot be true because in order to stock the vending machine, in order to vend it,
there would need to be other vending machines, so they were going to be the first vending machine was designed for vending machines that already existed. Bummer.
So, the correct answer, which was given to us by Kay and Chuck. Thank you for your answers. The correct answer is holy water.
Ooh.
The first vending machine dispensed holy water.
Did it have like some vending machines have like Pepsi? Did it have God?
To be honest, I'm
holy.
not sure.
I don't know. Who knows? I
but
wasn't there.
We did get another answer. Thank you, Heike. I would honestly say this is more correct, even though that's not technically what all the history books and what Google says. But Heike did say whale cheese. And I would, yes.
Clap it up for that.
First vending machine probably also dispensed whale cheese alongside holy water because, in my eyes...
They are opposites. Holy water up here, whale cheese down here.
That may be true, actually.
Anyway,
that's okay.
Thank you if you got a riddle or a...
Oh, wait, no, we have a squat, I think.
Well, no, I was just going to say.
Is that
submit a song rec and we'll get on it.
Yes.
We always do. We've got some in the pipeline. Don't worry about it. We're getting on those.
And now today's squat for tomorrow's episode...
Which is actually not tomorrow, but it's on Tuesday.
I say tomorrow, but it's fine. Tom Cruise considered pursuing a career in which sport before being injured? Tom Cruise considered pursuing a career in which sport before becoming injured?
So to recap, Tom Cruise was considering becoming a professional
athlete
in a sport.
But
then he was injured, and his plans changed.
And became a very
famous
movie actor.
Let us know.
Yes.
Put in the comments on Facebook or on YouTube, and we will check it out. So now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Without further ado,
episode 50. What's it all about? Why have we been so hyped up about episode 50?
Who's excited for episode 50? I'm excited for episode 50.
Excited.
Okay.
Because
Why?
we're going on a road trip.
Are we going on
Without roads.
Ooh.
We're just going on a trip.
Oh.
So our first stop is, we're going to be visiting some concert halls around the world. So our first stop is Boston Symphony Hall. Wait for it.
Boston Symphony Hall.
Symphony Hall.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh.
Nice.
Boston Symphony Hall.
So,
Boston Symphony Hall. The home of Boston and symphonies.
you
tell
will
us
find
about
this at 301 Massachusetts Avenue,
In
Boston,
Mass.
Massachusetts.
United States.
One of the greatest concert halls in the world.
Among the finest.
We are going to, on our journey today, visit some different concert halls
Mhm.
and play pieces that are significant
In those halls.
to those halls. So,
Oh.
we talked a little bit, if you'll remember, a while back. We've done a lot of episodes. It's been a couple episodes back. We talked about
A full
Bartok.
day's worth of
We
to
talked
be to
about
go.
Bela Bartok and his work in Boston with the Boston Symphony. So,
Mm-hmm.
we are going to play one of our favorite Bartok pieces. You've heard us play some of the violin duets. This is the Serbian dance.
Duet
Bela
number
Bartok.
44. Is that
That's
right?
not true. I think it's 38 or
38?
something.
39.
It's more than 35.
Yeah.
Between 35 and 44. Here we go.
Mhm.
But it's not 42 or 44.
Right.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot again. I'm ready now.
We gonna remember?
I'm ready now.
He's gonna
I'm ready.
remember.
I'm ready.
He says he's gonna remember.
That was awesome. So we don't actually know whether that was performed in Symphony Hall, but Bartok himself conducted the premiere of one of his most famous orchestral compositions in Symphony Hall, for sure. It's been documented. That piece is the Concerto for Orchestra
By Bela
by
Bartok.
Bela Bartok. This is an excerpt, a brief excerpt
From the first violin part.
from the first violin part. Here we go.
If you do by so, you may recognize this.
You might just recognize it.
Sorry, I forgot.
Ooh, that's
Ooh.
from the Concerto for Orchestra. You
Measures
might be able to find the
277 to
original recording on
293.
YouTube, I'm not sure. Bela Bartok conducted the premiere of that piece, which was his composition, in Symphony Hall.
A little bit about Symphony Hall. It has 2,625 seats, and it was built in exactly 1900.
That's about 2,624 more seats than I have.
Good. Okay, now we're gonna continue
about that.
on our road trip,
Family show.
and we're gonna walk out of one of the stage doors.
Yep.
Maybe even.
And we're just
gonna
gonna
go.
it's a road trip without roads, so
We're gonna teleport to Carnegie Hall, in New York City.
Take it
Ooh,
in.
Carnegie
Wow.
Hall. Wow.
Carnegie Hall.
Ooh, it's
This
a
is
hall.
This is nice. This is
Echo, echo,
Echo.
Actually, no,
Echo.
it probably doesn't sound like that, but it's fine.
Anyway,
'Cause it's a
the
concert
Carnegie
hall.
Hall is home of
Carnegie
one
Hall.
of the greatest orchestras, in addition to the Boston Symphony, of course, in the world, the New York Philharmonic. One of the most famous and well-known contributors to not even American musicians, contributors to American music. Wow. Was Leonard
Right here.
Bernstein.
In Carnegie Hall. Is that right?
Was the music director, conductor of the New York Philharmonic.
Mm-hmm.
In Carnegie Hall, right here.
Wow.
This is pretty cool.
So
So,
look, look, it's the stage.
oh wow. So this is a piece we played before on the show by Leonard Bernstein. Of course, this was written for Broadway, which is down the street. Actually,
Oh, yeah.
that way.
Is that right?
That's right.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's right. It's either that way or
Well,
that
you
way.
had a 1 in 4 chance.
This is Tonight from the West Side Story by Leonard Bernstein.
Yeah.
enough of that. Enough of that.
Okay.
It's time to move on.
Ooh.
Thank you for joining us here in New York City. And now, To The Beat comes to you live from Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville,
at the Grand
Tennessee.
Ole Opry.
The Grand
Opry.
Opry.
The Grand Ole Opry.
Not opera, Opry.
Opry.
Here we are in Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow.
The Grand Old Opry. Grand.
Pretty sure you can see
And
it somewhere
old.
here.
Actually, no.
It's not old, it's old.
Oh, yes. And I forgot to say about Carnegie Hall, but Carnegie Hall has 2,804 seats in its biggest hall. It has 3 total venues, and it was built in 1889.
So that's pretty
But here we are at
exciting.
the Grand Ole Opry,
Opry.
which has 2,362 seats, built in 1974.
That's huge. So,
What could be heard here?
this doesn't seem like a classical venue.
No.
I don't.
That being said, though,
there ain't no symphony orchestra that plays up in these parts. So, of course, we're gonna have to play some Charlie Daniels.
Oh, yes.
You know, this is Tennessee,
Which
but
is
it's close to Georgia, which is
Georgia.
where the devil went down. So here we go. Devil went down to Georgia, but the Charlie Daniels band. Here we
Devil
go.
went down to Georgia, but took a detour to Tennessee.
Well, Tennessee was on the way to Georgia if he's going down. Here we go.
The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal. When he came across these young men sawing out a fiddle and playing it hot, the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, "Boy, let me tell you what. Now, I guess you didn't know, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. Now, you play pretty good fiddle, boy. Give the devil his due. I'll bet a fiddle of gold against your soul because I think I'm better than you." The boy said,
Well, my name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet. You're gonna regret. It's time to move on.
It's time.
Here we go.
Okay.
He was gonna say I'm the best there's ever been.
But I'm obviously everyone knows I'm the best.
Anyway.
So
So
here we are.
Now
Take
we're
a
gonna go
road
back to the
trip.
classical
Would you-
realm. We're
would
gonna go
you-
back across the ocean. Actually, we were never on this side of the ocean.
We're
We're going to
gonna-
go across the Atlantic Ocean, and we find
where are we?
ourselves in Holland, the Netherlands,
Oh yes.
Amsterdam. This is Concertgebouw,
Wow.
one of the most famous
Uh-huh.
halls, probably the most famous hall in the Netherlands,
Echo. No, it doesn't do it either.
home of the Royal Concertgebouw Orchestra.
That's pretty cool.
So,
So,
Concertgebouw
what kind of music are we
is
looking at?
where the revolutionary composer Gustav Mahler did a lot of his work. It is. This is still where the Mahler Festival is hosted. So sticking with the theme of the Boston Youth Symphony Orchestras and some of their current repertoire and audition excerpts, we will be playing the first theme from Gustav Mahler's Sixth Symphony, the beginning of the end, Hammer Time.
That was a very high IQ joke.
Here it is.
Yes, no, I get it.
The joke is that in this piece,
There's a little
Mahler
hair.
has actually written a hammer.
Aha,
And not
I
just
got
any
it.
old hammer. This is a big old Thor hammer that is supposed to be the trembling of the earth from beneath it. It's very dramatic. But we're going to play the first theme, which is how the piece opens. Here we go. Etc. for over an hour, I think.
Wow.
Thank you for joining us here in Amsterdam. And now, never mind.
Concertgebouw has 1,974 seats.
I always wanted to know that.
And it was built in 1883. So far, that's the oldest one we visited so far. That's pretty cool.
But we're about to go to one that's even older. We're going to take a trip a little bit southeast. And welcome to La Scala in Milano.
Ooh, Italy.
Arguably the most famous opera house in the world. If you check behind Salva's head, you will see there are not one, not two, not three, not 4, not 5, but 6 balconies. That's a lot of balconies.
And
You
not
probably
one,
can't even see from
not
that
2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 2,030 seats.
I'm so glad you didn't just count to 2000.
And 1,776 was the year it was founded, 1776.
Built. Founded. Built.
Well, built, yeah.
So, this is a little bit different than the other halls we've visited.
Look at all these balconies.
If
This
you'll
is
notice,
like-
if you can see, the
there's
stage
so
is
many
very deep.
balconies.
The stage is very deep. That's because it's an opera stage
Uh-huh.
where you suspend sets from the air beneath, above, around the stage. So it has to be a very big stage. It's very deep. Opera house, different than a concert hall. An opera house. So we gotta play.
a whole opera arena, if you will.
Yes, sort of. We're gonna play some opera.
Uh-huh.
This is the opera
Not
Carmen.
the big difference between sing some opera and play some opera. We're not exactly
one of the
singers, but-
entr'actes from Carmen, which is Georges Bizet.
actually a French guy, not Italian.
Yeah, that's true.
Famous
Well,
opera
it's
either way.
Sung in French, so it's a little foreshadow maybe to.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Ooh.
Whoa. We got a schedule to keep.
Ooh, okay,
Thank you for joining
okay.
us here in Milano.
Mm-hmm.
Milan.
Now-
Milan.
My land.
Milan.
It's our land. Well, now we're gonna not even cross the ocean. We're gonna go into outer space and
Bring us to the next place. Bring us to the next place. There's no air on the moon.
Are we there yet? Are we there? Okay.
Are we
here
there?
go.
Are we there yet?
Nope.
No!
Okay.
Anyway, okay. Wow. The moon. It just.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
Dean Martin. Much harder to sing on the moon. It just doesn't have much of an atmosphere.
Tough crowd, no atmosphere.
How many seats?
I have that the moon has 0 seats, but it's actually our oldest one yet.
Really?
4.53 billion years ago. I mean, considering how big the moon is, that was probably really hard for people to build.
Yeah,
Right?
back then.
Like
Don't be ridiculous,
Like-
Sava. There were no people then.
the the pyramids. Yeah,
hard.
but the moon.
The moon.
You have to bring the moon all the way to outer space. That must have been pretty hard 4.53 billion years ago. Isn't that weird?
Where to
Crazy.
begin? Where
Okay.
to begin? Well, let's continue.
But here we
on.
are. Whoa.
This.
Wait, what
do
is
you
this?
recognize this one?
I don't know.
This.
I think I've seen the outside of this before.
I feel upside down.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh, why? Wait, whoa.
In my northern hemisphere centric perspective.
Gyroscope.
This is the Sydney Opera House.
The Sydney Opera, but
You've probably
the
seen the
inside of
outside.
this-
Have you seen Finding Nemo?
lot of this going on with the Sydney Opera House.
Lots of this action.
Yeah.
Some of this, but lots of. Anyway.
Yeah. But here's the inside.
This is the inside.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
Fun fact: the seats were designed by a chiropractor
Maybe the most comfortable seats
of any concert hall.
of any concert.
You know, previous halls you've seen probably benches. Yeah, it's because they didn't invest much
and
into
actually,
the ergonomic design
in the Grand
of the seats.
in the Grand Ole Opry, there are actually like pew type benches.
Wow, interesting.
Anyway,
Anyway,
which
so,
is much different from these comfy seats.
This is the Sydney Opera
Yeah.
House.
Which actually has 6 different venues. Like the whole opera house is split into 6 different halls. Some of them not more than 100 different seats. This is the biggest one, and this has 2,679 seats. The opera house was built in 1959
Sydney, of course,
in Australia.
largest city in Australia. And we were thinking, if we played any Australian music on the show, the answer is
In
yes.
fact, we have.
Waltzing Matilda,
Hmm.
traditional Australian song about marching through the woods, also known as
The bush.
the bush. Here we go.
Oh,
It's time to move on.
We
It's
have
time
an
to move on. It's
agenda.
time to move on.
Wait, here we go. We are going.
We're going back across. Well, which way is quicker? We're gonna. Oh, the quickest way is across the Indian Ocean.
Oh,
We are going back to Southern Europe. And welcome to Musikverein, the home of the Vienna Philharmonic,
in Vienna.
which is in Vienna. Also known in many Yugoslavian languages as bitch. I did not come up with that. Vienna, or Wien, if you are Austrian, which is where Vienna is. Tell us about Musikverein, please.
It has 2,854 seats and it was founded in 1870. Very cool. The home of the Vienna Philharmonic New Year's concert with many,
Among
many,
other things.
many
Among other things.
beautiful bouquets. But I believe in this photo,
There are no bouquets.
there are no bouquets.
That's
That's
okay.
okay. Yeah,
So
it's fine.
every
We're
year
here.
on January 1st, the Vienna Philharmonic traditionally gives a New Year's concert to welcome in the new year. And one of the most
The
famous
cornerstone
and
of this
traditional-
concert.
keystone, I would even say.
Oh,
If we're talking about which stone this piece is, I'd say keystone. But that's
even though
personal
cornerstone
taste.
is equally important, I think.
Well, the corner of architecture, is that a corner?
No, but
It supports
cornerstone-
a lot of weight. It's
cornerstone-
very structurally important.
No, hang on.
part,
No,
but
no, no. Cornerstone
keystone is
refers.
the center of an
Can
arch.
I talk? Okay. Cornerstone is the rock of the corner of the building where they engrave like which year it was.
Oh, is
It
it?
was
Is
yeah,
that where
and
that comes from?
sometimes in the cornerstone it's hollow, and they actually like put little like it's the little archive thing. Like that's the cornerstone of the building.
Wow.
The keystone is the rock in
the
an
center of an
archway
arch.
at the center. That and if you take it
Wow,
out, the whole
we
thing
did
will
not
collapse.
plan that diversion. Anyway,
yeah.
here is the beautiful Blue Danube Waltz from Johann Strauss,
Mm-hmm.
which you might hear in this hall, Musikverein in Vienna, also known as Wien, also known as Bitch, on January 1st. Here we go.
Yeah, we have an agenda.
Another interesting fact, Vienna in Slovenian is called Donai after the Danube River, which flows through
Vienna.
much of Europe, including Vienna, which is what this piece is about, the beautiful blue Danube,
Ooh,
as in the river.
it's not just a person's name; it's actually, in fact, a river's name.
That's cool.
So, did I
Now
already
it's-
talk about this one?
Oh, yeah. Tell us about this one.
2,854 seats, built in 1870. Very cool. And now,
Now
we're
gonna
gonna go
take a trip a little bit north, northwest,
Yes, to
but mostly west, to
And
Paris, to L. That's not French. La Moulin Rouge.
Le Moulin Rouge.
Le Moulin.
La Moulin.
Is it masculine or feminine?
Well, it's rouge with an e,
But
so it has to be feminine.
rouge is always with an E.
Oh wait, is it though? No, it is. You're right. I'm sorry.
Anyway, so disclaimer: we played on the outside. We didn't go in.
Yeah, I hear.
Or,
It's
I mean,
it's
it's
not
just-
it's not a good time inside.
So
Le
Moulin Rouge is
Le Moulin
masculine.
Rouge. Okay.
So
Yeah. So there's some benches outside, and Dacha and I
yeah, we
played
were
there.
playing on the benches.
Yeah. No, we didn't
could
go
hear,
inside.
We heard this piece on the inside.
Uh-huh.
We really didn't go inside.
Actually, I don't know even what
I
this
didn't
piece
even know
is,
it.
but it was playing. It was bopping really loud inside. So
Never
we
heard it
thought-
before.
No.
Maybe it's the Con duet.
Can
What's this duet version?
Can.
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 We'll go with that.
Can.
I've never seen it in there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like. Here we go.
I've never certainly played in there for sure.
Oh.
I've never.
Oh, heavens.
Yeah, no.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We just heard that from the outside once again. We did not go in.
No.
And
Moulin Rouge has 850 seats, and it was established in 1889. Ooh. But now we're going to take a trip, a fairly short trip, to another part of Europe.
East
Mm-hmm.
to Leipzig in Germany, to the Gewandhaus. The Gewandhaus.
Ooh.
You'll
The
notice
Gewandhaus. What are the, somewhere here, it looks to be an organ, but this is a special organ.
special organ.
What is
if you
this?
notice the pipes
Uh-huh.
that are sticking out, those are called Spanish trumpets. The organ in the Gewandhaus
Perpendicularly to the wall, which is somewhere here.
here,
Yeah, here.
a little bit
Here.
about
About
here.
here. Yeah.
Spanish trumpets, part of the organ. A tremendous organ, quite frankly, tremendous organ.
Fantastic.
The best organ.
The
you'll
best
ever
you've
see.
ever heard.
And
The best organ. I've heard organs you never even heard, and this is the best.
And so basically, well, if you notice, some of the architecture in this is very angular. It's very modern compared to some of the other halls. That's because this was built during the period of East Germany, which was when East Germany, which was its own country, was under sort of communist legislations. It's a very communist style of architecture, or like communist artistic style of architecture. The outside of the building is all cement, which is very recognizable part of communist architecture.
Built in 1884, it has exactly 1,900 seats.
That actually is the original Gewandhaus. This Gewandhaus was built during the period of East Germany, which was after World War II, which was not in 1884. So this, the original Gewandhaus,
1884.
is where, which was also in Leipzig, is where Felix Mendelssohn, you may have heard, the composer, really
I've heard of it.
found his footing. He was one of the great musicians to live in and work in Leipzig. He was the dirigent of the Gewandhaus Orchestra, which is the orchestra that plays here. Back in his day, one of his most famous pieces, at least for the violin, is the Violin Concerto. Mendelssohn, you probably heard it. Here we go. I will substitute
For
for
the
the
whole
orchestra. Here we go. All right, that's enough.
Whoa.
Very cool.
That's fine.
So, thank you for joining us on our tour around the world. Our final stop.
Final destination.
You might recognize this. It's a little
Uh-huh.
bit more pastoral
Oh, yeah?
than our other settings.
Is it a farm? Maybe?
Is it a farm?
Is it a farm?
This is Mossy Bottom Farm.
Has...
Ask me where it is.
Where is it?
I don't know. Ask me what happened there.
What happened here?
Well, I don't know. Ask me why I know about it.
Why do you know about it?
Because
Oh.
this is the home of Shaun the Sheep, which is one of the greatest claymation characters on the face of the planet.
Premiered in 2007.
By our estimates, there are about 3 seats.
Mossy Bottom Farm, actually, that's an official number, has a little bit over 3 seats. Like 3 1/3 seats.
Yeah, so what are we doing here at the farm?
I forgot. I mean, I didn't forget. No, remind me.
Well, you all didn't forget because you submitted animals
Oh,
for
yeah?
us to visit at
Right.
Old MacDonald's farm. So, as it turns out, Old MacDonald did an internship back in his day at Mossy Bottom Farm. So this is one of Old MacDonald's farms. And luckily they have all the animals that you all requested. So that's going to be awesome. We're going to do a sing-along. This is a family show. We're going to do a sing-along to Old
Yeah.
MacDonald Had a Farm.
Old MacDonald.
And we're going to use your animals. We're going to visit your animals. The first is the rooster, which was
Submitted
requested
by Marilyn.
The
Little
rooster
cock-a-doodle-doo.
goes cock-a-doodle-doo.
Marilyn also submitted a chipmunk, which I believe goes
Yeah, by our research,
Like-
it
when she's. Okay.
sort of like a Listerine type
Uh-huh.
sound.
Next is
Heike.
Heike submitted a June bug, and it does make a but I most
Yeah,
commonly hear
I have
June
only
bug-
heard June bugs make this sound.
I'm gonna make this joke.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah. I know, yeah.
It's my joke. Thank you. I mean, it's not my joke, but I was going to say it. June bugs, I most commonly hear smacking into screen doors. So instead of making a zzz, zzz, you can make a tsh.
Or like a kind of sound. Like one of these.
Yeah.
June bug.
Tsh. With a here and a there. Okay. Herman requested a chinchilla and said that it makes a gentle squeaking noise.
So Sava will give you his best gentle squeaking noise. Squeak. Squeak. So that's what it does. Kay requested a duck, which goes quack.
I'm pretty sure it goes quack.
Sure. I mean, we did not specify what kind of duck, but I think they all go quack quack.
Could be a gooey duck, in which case it goes blub.
Gooey duck is a type of clam. Don't look it up, please. Spare your eyes.
Disgusting.
Also, Kay requested a cow.
Cows go moo.
Cows go moo. We're pretty sure.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start from the
Moo,
beginning.
rouge.
This is Old MacDonald Had a Farm.
Starting with
and
Maryland's rooster.
we are visiting the rooster. Here we go.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on the farm it had a rooster, E-I-E-I-O.
With a cock here and a cock here and a cock here.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
And now we're going for chipmunk.
Chipmunk, E-I-E-I-O. On the farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on the farm there was a chipmunk, E-I-E-I-O.
Here and a.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
June bug.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Went on the farm,
was a June bug.
E-I-E-I-O.
Slap here and a. I'm not in tune. Here and
There, everywhere. Old MacDonald had a
hard to sing and play at the same time. At the same time.
Chinchilla.
Hold on, I gotta take a breather.
Wait, we may have to do that one again. That one wasn't good.
We'll try that one more time.
Okay, here
We're
we go.
gonna
June
go back
bug.
to June bug.
June bug.
It escaped from its habitat.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm there was a June bug, E-I-E-I-O.
With a here and a here and a
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
chipmunk-esque.
Chipmunk.
And now
No,
the duck.
chinchilla. No,
Oh, the
chinchilla.
Old
MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on the farm there was a chinchilla, E-I-E-I-O.
Squeak, squeak,
Everywhere. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
I've lost all my ability to play.
Duck.
And Kay requested a duck.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a duck, E-I-E-I-O. With a quack, quack here, and a quack, quack there. Here a quack, there a quack, everywhere a quack, a quack. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
I'm just gonna sing the keywords this time. I can't do this.
Cow,
cow.
Old MacDonald.
Oh,
Cow,
no.
farm, cow.
oh, moo, moo,
Moo,
moo, moo,
moo,
moo, moo, moo, moo.
everywhere. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
Wow, I'm sorry. It's very hard to sing and
We
play at
tried.
the same time. In case you could.
All of our energy was put into what was happening here, and 0% of it went into that. But
Yeah,
this
that
is
was
good.
fun.
It was fun.
It was a field trip. We'll
Hey!
be back. Thank you to the McDonald's and
You know-
Sean, who is the sheep.
Yes. We have now the long-awaited.
This is an
Q&A.
epic episode. Thank you for sticking with us. Here's the Q&A, to celebrate episode 50. So, we got some questions.
That we do. Our first question was submitted by Herman, who says, "What's your go-to movie snack?" I say easy, Reese's Pieces.
I say Snyder's pretzel bits, honey mustard and onion.
Easy. Okay. Question 2. Do you think hot dogs are sandwiches? I say no. Hot dogs count as subs
But unfortunately,
because the bun does not go all the way around and it is connected at the bottom.
So I was wrong because a proper hot dog is stuffed with so much sauerkraut and good things like that that the bun actually bursts on the bottom and it becomes a sandwich.
Okay.
A beautiful thought.
Question 3. If you could spend $1 million on yourself, what would you buy?
So this is an interesting question.
It
This
specifies
excludes charity, investments, donations, other things. This
If I were to go-
specifies on myself. So it's a material thing that you get for $1 million. What is it?
I would buy a yacht.
interesting. I would buy 1 million Sudoku books from the dollar store.
Very cool.
Maybe.
What's your funniest memory? What is the
funniest memory that you have? There are too many to count.
One was actually last night.
Let's start with yesterday. We were reviewing yesterday's show, which was episode 49, if you want to review it. And we had a big build-up to the technological breakthrough of episode 49, which was the moving camera. And we realized that it was pretty funny that our technological breakthrough was Sava standing like this with the camera. And you had to have been there. Go check out the episode. It's hilarious.
It's a lot of fun.
And at one point you see Sava's nose come over on this side of the screen. And only his nose. Which
Just
is
my nose.
Majestic.
I have a fantastic nose. What's your favorite?
We couldn't stop laughing. There are lots of funny things. Though. Too many to count.
Pretty much. What's your favorite song to play in the violin? Well, we have a couple.
There's some favorite songs.
There's some songs that we go back to whenever we go busking on the street, or kind of go-to pieces, if you will.
Yeah.
One of which is a Hungarian song that I think we actually played here, called Csárdas. It's a Hungarian folk song. The second one that comes to mind is a Polish folk song called Longing for the Homeland.
I also played that.
Yeah, we also played it. It's we got it earlier this year, but it's a pretty fun one.
It's a great one.
We
love the sort of the folk songs. It's a lot of pathos.
Yes.
But, every song that we're currently playing is a favorite song. Because that's what music's all about. So, next question.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how scared are you of insects? I say pie.
It completely depends on the insect.
Okay.
A butterfly, a papillon, about 1. A bird-eating spider, closer to 10.
Yeah. What is
Somewhere in the middle, you might find an ant. Because it could sting. Or
a bee.
A bee. Because it could also sting.
And somewhere in the middle, I also find Dacha, because he may sting sometimes as well. We don't know.
We also don't know whether I'm an insect. Still waiting on the test results. Anyway.
Oh. What is your favorite color and why?
Blue, because it's the best color.
I say green because it's definitely the best color.
What is your favorite? Well, that's just not true. What's your favorite segment and why? Excluding joke time, because we all know that's everyone's favorite. Of course it is.
My favorite segment, probably the Q&A segment.
I like the Q&A segment. What's going on right now?
It's pretty fun.
Pretty cool. Also, like the world traveling without roads or planes or
trains,
boats or
automobiles.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. What is the best genre of movie? I say horror.
Comedy.
Or thrillers. Those are always good.
Easy.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good of an idea is the pocket sink? Beyond 10.
10.
Beyond 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good of an idea is the sink pocket?
Beyond 1.
No. Yeah.
Less than 1.
Beyond
Meaning less
1
than 1.
in the small direction.
Moving on.
What is your favorite English word and why? I gotta go Cheeto.
It's not an English word.
Yeah, it is.
It's a brand name.
No, I use like I Cheeto, you Cheeto. Like obviously he, she, me Cheetos. Like
yeah. I'm gonna have to go with
we Cheeto.
Should have thought about this one before we started. I'm gonna have to go with.
Well, I know one of your favorites is bucket hat, one word.
A bucket hat, one word is a good one. Sort of rolls off the tongue.
Bucket hat hyphen one word.
Epidermis also is very nice. On the lips.
I can really feel that word, like epidermis. Gives me a chill.
Additionally,
is a good word.
Hypothesis is a very organic word. Water, that one's not as good.
Yeah, it's not as organic.
Dacha, that's it. Dacha, that's my favorite.
Oh yeah, he does say it a lot.
Actually, I don't think I say my own name. I don't think people say their own names very often.
That's the one thing that belongs to you that you never really use. Your own name.
Unless you talk to yourself.
That's true. Mal says, what violin technique did you find the hardest to learn? The one that I find hardest to learn, that I'm still kind of in the process of learning, is called uppo staccato, which is, there's regular staccato, which just means a short note, right? But then you can see there I'm alternating bowings, meaning one note I go up, and the other note I go down, right? Up, down, up, down. But alto staccato, you kind of get rid of the downs, and it's all up.
You do it a lot faster.
Yeah. So alto staccato slowly is, and then quickly.
Sort of.
Yeah, no, I'm still learning. But then there's songs that you can play like.
Nice.
And you can make it kind of spicy.
I'm gonna have to go with another bow technique called saltato, which we're gonna explore later on with the close-up cam, our remarkable technological advancement, on a future episode. But it's a ricochet bowing, which means the bow sort of bounces on its own. You give it an initial flick. Then it goes. So it will bounce 3 times, at least in this case, Paganini number 5. Will bounce 3 times downwards. So you give it a first impulse and it bounces twice afterwards. So, and then once up to reset, and then again. And so fast. So we'll explore that a little bit more on a future episode.
Real quick, those techniques may seem kind of similar, but
They're both bow techniques.
with alto staccato, it's a lot more from the string, where you, like, it's as if like you pull from a shirt like this. You go like, whereas with saltato,
It's more of a
it's just a slap. You kind of slap the string.
sort of. Well, you need a little bit of grit in there. Anyway,
Kay says, why did Dacha Sava get into playing the violin?
an awesome story. So, when I was about 3 years old, a family friend from Serbia, Nikola Aleksic, who is a professor of violin at the University of Novi Sad in Serbia, came to visit us here in Exeter because he was giving a concert at Phillips Exeter Academy, which is that way. And so he was staying with us, which means he was practicing a lot in preparation for the show in our living room, which was totally awesome for me because I loved the way it sounded, and I was like, I want to be able to do that. And so then I was like, Ma, Pa, got to get my hands on a violin so I can try that. And
That's exactly Dacha's
my old man
2.5-year-old
thought
self
like,
said that.
interesting. Well, this is not going to last long. So he cut a violin out of cardboard and gave me a chopstick as the bow. And I thought it was the coolest thing. So I played on it for a couple of days and it sounded marvelous until I realized that it actually didn't make any sound. And I declared that this violin is broken. Because it didn't make any sound. And the rest is history. Yeah. So, it's kind of a cool story.
And
Thank
then,
you, Nicola.
not to be outdone,
Big shout out.
Not to be outdone, I kind of had to also play violin, and I kind of enjoy it.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
It's a good gig.
Wow. Okay. I think that wraps up
That
the
was
questions.
Q&A.
I've got some other questions.
That was the most fun thing, yeah.
I've got some questions.
Uh-huh.
We're going to go for an hour-long episode today. It's huge.
We are?
We're almost there.
Oh
Well,
my goodness, we are. Wow.
Why is it that when you're driving and looking for an address, you turn down the volume on the radio?
When you're driving, you look so that you can focus better?
But you're using your eyes.
But there's less of a sensory... That's like...
I don't
Hang on,
hear.
no.
These questions
That's
do not need to be
the
answered.
same kind of thing as like when I sit with a bowl of mac and cheese in front of the TV, I always turn down the TV so I can taste the mac and cheese better. Same concept.
If you try to fail and succeed, which have you done?
You've succeeded in failing, but you failed your original task.
So did you fail or did you succeed?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about.
How does Tarzan not have a beard?
He shaves it with a rock.
If a bottle says, do not use if seal is broken, then how are you supposed to break the seal and use it?
You're not supposed to... You're supposed to open it from the bottom. Just poke a hole in it. That way you never break the seal.
Why do you need an appointment to see a psychic? If they're psychic, they can read your mind. You don't need the appointment.
you have to be there and show them your palm in order for you to...
Okay. Why do they make...
Obviously, Dacha's never been to a psychic.
Why do they make scented toilet paper? Please don't answer this one. Let's just let that sit for a second.
That's the same way you
No,
put
but-
scented stuff in your car, so the car
Let's-
smells better.
Let that sit in the air for a second. Why do they make scented toilet paper?
To make it smell better?
I don't know.
How is that even a question? That's awful.
Do fish get thirsty?
Yes, that's how
Have you
they draft.
ever imagined a world with no hypothetical situations?
That's a hypothetical.
How can something be new and improved? If something is new, what is it improving on?
New just means like it is crafted more recently than the original. Improved means something has changed.
So if it's changed, then how is it new? Anyway. Now.
What? Okay. There. Okay.
I don't know what that was.
Aha. Well, should we do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's a segment we haven't had in a long time. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Is the safety PSA?
That's right. So Sava's
You
now
have
going
to-
to tell you a little bit about paper safety.
Paper safety. Easy. This is Old McDonald, by the way. Never cut your finger on a paper. Never eat a paper. That's all you need to know.
Good. Importantly, paper is one of your most powerful tools in this time. On a very serious note, in this country where change is long overdue, in policing codes, in systems in our government, local, state, federal governments that have disenfranchised black people for hundreds of years. Back then was the time for change. It's too late now, but it's time for. What I mean to say is change should have happened a long time ago. So it's long overdue. And paper and a pen is a very effective tool for making change. So write letters, express your feelings to your elected officials. Remember that in policing codes and police appointments and trainings, a lot of those things are decided by local officials and state officials rather than the federal government. So pick up a pen and paper and make some change. And now it's time for a classic ending.
Yeah.
Which is exactly the length of time you should spend washing your hands.
Ooh. Twinkle,
Every time you
twinkle.
wash your hands, which should be very often these days because there's a virus going around. Here we go.